Okay, so imagine the scene. It's December 2025. You're at the final night of Mariah Carey's Christmas time in Las Vegas's Residency.
At the Dolby Live. The place is completely packed, just glittering with this festive energy.
And in the middle of this crowd, a global superstar is trying, and I mean really trying, to just blend in, baseball cap pulled low, the whole thing.
She's there as a fan. She's dancing, celebrating, just this billionaire icon having a night out.
Until she isn't. Because
Yeah.
in the middle of a huge power ballad, the whole spell is just broken. A voice cuts through the music and it's loud.
It's down.
Just like that. 1 second, you're watching a pop titan on a chair, owning the room. The next, you see her look, well, startled. She gives this incredible side eye, and then she sits.
An icon being told what to do by a total stranger.
But that's not even half the story, because just a few hours later, that same woman grabs a microphone backstage and makes an announcement so unbelievably brazen, it just vaporized the entire seating drama.
And that announcement involved a signature and a very unorthodox canvas.
The emotional whiplash of that one night is exactly what we're here to talk about. Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
We've got a whole stack of material in front of us. Articles, social media breakdowns, brand analyses, all trying to figure out this crazy sequence of events.
Yeah, and our deep dive mission today is really a masterclass in brand management. How does one person go from a moment of, public compliance to one of total command?
And not just survive it, but somehow come out stronger.
Exactly. It's a flawless victory for her image when you really break it down.
Okay, let's get into it. We have to start where it all began.
Uh,
The moment Rihanna, this untouchable force, became just another person blocking someone's view.
Sources say she was genuinely attempting to be incognito, a pared-down look, trying to just be a fan enjoying Mariah's show.
And she was clearly loving it. Singing along, getting into the spirit.
For sure. The incident itself happened during We Belong Together.
Of course it did. The big one.
The big one. And Rihanna's on her chair. She's dancing, blowing kisses to Mariah. It's a very public, display of pure joy.
And that's what sparked it. The person behind her, another concert goer, basically asserted their rights as a consumer. Their view was blocked.
Right. And of course, TMZ immediately sensationalized it. Their headline was something like Rihanna exchanging words with fan in a heated exchange.
But let's dig into the real conflict here, because it's really about the economics of that specific seat.
That's where you have to start. This wasn't some general admission lawn. This is the Dolby Live Theater.
A seated venue.
A very expensive seated venue. We found reports that tickets in that section on the resale market were going for north of $2,500.
Wow. $2,500. That's not just a ticket. That's a serious investment.
Precisely. And so the fans' reaction, it wasn't really an attack on Rihanna, the celebrity. It was a zealous defense of that investment. They paid for a service.
An unobstructed view of the stage.
And when you spend that kind of money, it doesn't matter who is in front of you. You expect the terms of that ticket to be honored.
But here's the question I keep coming back to. Doesn't the whole context of a pop concert change that? I mean, if I'm at a pop show, I expect people to be standing, to be dancing. Isn't that just part of the deal?
And that is the exact tension that just exploded online afterwards.
Yeah.
You had the pro-fan argument, which was, look, if there are chairs, sitting is the default.
Right.
One comment we saw really put it bluntly. Someone said, it's unfair to have your view blocked when you took a damn loan out for the ticket.
Which is a fair point.
It is. And they also brought up accessibility. Not everyone can physically stand for a whole show.
Totally valid. But then you get the other side, the pro-Rihanna argument. They're saying this is pop royalty watching pop royalty. This is about energy. You sit at a jazz show, you stand for this.
And what's so fascinating is what Rihanna's actual response, her nonverbal response, revealed. She was, for a second, startled. Then she complied. She sat.
But not before delivering that side eye.
That now iconic, annoyed side eye. And that one look, that silent moment of compliance followed by visual defiance is what launched this massive cultural debate.
And if you are loving these kinds of Hollywood twists and how celebrities craft their image, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
Well, and this debate wasn't just about celebrity gossip. It tapped into a huge sociological shift in how we experience live events.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of people online noted what they called a policing of fun, especially by younger concert goers. The idea that some people, maybe 18 to 21-ish, prefer to just stand there silently recording.
So the concert becomes less of a shared experience and more of a film set.
Exactly. A meticulously recorded film set where stillness is actually better for getting that perfect clip for social media.
So in that context, celebrity dancing in front of you isn't an amazing moment. It's just an obstacle. It's bad lighting for your content.
That's the theory. For that fan who yelled, Rihanna wasn't an icon. She was a variable they couldn't control in their perfect shot.
Okay, so now she has a problem. The narrative is icon gets told to sit down. So how do you flip that script? Which brings us to the absolute masterpiece of strategy that happened backstage.
A total pivot. And it wasn't spontaneous. Our sources all confirm this was an orchestrated, strategic move to seize the narrative right back.
It's immediate narrative repair. Instead of just leaving quietly after the whole seating thing, she makes a very public, very visible move to connect with Mariah Carey.
She needed a moment that was so shocking and so uniquely her that it would just completely eclipse the other story.
And the way she did it was just audacious.
Mm-hmm.
The core event here is Rihanna walking up to Mariah, who's still in her glamorous gown, and asking her to sign her chest.
And she grabs the mic. She makes sure everyone can hear it.
Yeah, she announces, Mariah Carey is signing my tit, and then adds, Mariah, what the FK do you think? Whatever you want. Wow, this iconic.
And the footage of her proudly showing off the signature to the camera went viral in minutes.
Let's pause on that for a second, though, because couldn't that move be seen as, I don't know, a little desperate, like she's overcompensating for losing control in the audience?
That's a really valid critique, and it's absolutely a risk. But that risk is precisely what makes it work. Rihanna's entire brand is built on being unapologetically raw.
Defying expectations.
Right, the sheer shock value of it, the personal nature of the request getting ink from a legend on her actual skin, it just creates a much better, much more entertaining headline.
So the media stops talking about Rihanna was told to sit down.
And starts talking about Rihanna had Mariah sign her chest. It's this perfect duality. She can be the relatable person caught in a normal, awkward moment and then instantly switch to the untouchable icon making these outrageous demands.
So the lesson here, if your brand is built on that kind of confidence, is that the only way to recover from a moment of forced humility is with, like, triple the audacity.
That's it. It's maximum narrative saturation. And you even had this little detail of Mariah's son, Moroccan, commenting publicly that she was so nice, which just seals the deal. It humanizes the whole wild interaction.
The recovery was so effective, it actually led to a new PR recommendation, didn't it?
It did, and it's so telling. The analysis that came out afterwards said that to prevent this in the future, a celebrity's team should just pre-purchase the entire row of seats directly behind the star.
Wow. That's fascinating. It's basically an admission that the only way to control the narrative is to just buy out any potential conflict.
It's cheaper than cleaning up the viral mess. It proves the problem wasn't a matter of opinion, it was logistics. And the only solution is to control the whole zone.
This strategy is brilliant. But what I find even more compelling is how her fans interpreted her silence in that moment. Even when she was just sitting down, people heard defiance. How does that work?
It works because her audience is already programmed. We're talking about talking that talk, right? The name of her 2011 album.
A whole lexicon of confidence.
It signifies this unshakable swagger, the idea that a winner never quits. Her brand is all about that unfiltered authenticity. Think about her history of digital clapback mastery.
Oh, like the OK Tatiana comment.
Exactly. That witty, quick reply to a fan who criticized her kids' names. She has spent years teaching her audience how to read her actions. So they see everything through that lens of power.
And that's where her fan base, the Navy, becomes so important. They're her distributed defense mechanism.
Fiercely loyal, and they mobilize faster than any PR team ever could. They immediately jumped on this to control the story.
So how do they frame it?
They framed her side-eye as the real reaction, the silent defiance. They made sure she was never seen as weak or, subordinate to an ordinary person.
So I wonder, was her sitting down actually the smartest move she could have made? She didn't get into an argument. She couldn't really win. The fan did pay for the seat.
Right, she just sat down.
And she let the Navy fill in the blanks for her. So whose victory was it really? Was it Rihanna's, or was it the powerful projection of her fan base?
It was absolutely the fan base. They're a self-sustaining narrative engine. They instantly reframed the fan who yelled as being a symptom of everything that's wrong with modern concerts.
The fun police.
The fun police, the obsession with recording. And by doing that, they position Rihanna as someone fighting for the good of pop music, even when she's just sitting in a chair.
It just shows that her cultural capital is basically impenetrable. Even a public loss gets instantly reinterpreted by her audience as an act of power. It just cements her status.
Which brings us to the final provocative thought for you to consider. In this era of sky-high ticket prices and hyper-documented concerts, what is your ticket price actually buying?
Is it buying you an absolute right to an unobstructed view? Or is it just buying you the right to be a spectator in a whole other show, the one centered on the A-list stars sitting right in front of you?
It seems like the whole experience now hinges on controlling what happens just outside the spotlight.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.